Hey fellas, Rusty coming at you. Today we're going to take a peek at my second GEC knife. So the first one I got was called the 22 pattern. It was a little bugger, kind of a little gun stock. Had burnt amber bone. Also said genuine cattle, North American cattle bone on the blade. This one's an 81 pattern. I believe the pattern is 81, 1, 2, 2, 4. 81 gives us this pattern. They're very much, sometimes you see a muskrat in here, sometimes you'll see a clip point blade and a big Spey blade. In this case, it's a clip point blade and a small Spey blade. Great Eastern Cutlery, Titusville, Pennsylvania. It is a single spring knife that just the fit and finish is just exceptional. As I say that, it looks like that spring could have come. Maybe they did that on purpose, but that spring and that end don't seem to match. That's okay. Let's take a look at this bone for a second, the way the pins are set in there. This makes me feel good. It always bothers me if a pin goes into the bone. I have some knives like that, but apparently I would say that's okay. It's going to be 1095 carbon steel with one heck of a mirror polish and a beautiful top swedge. Hopefully we can see that. And a longer top swedge, if you can see over here. Try to do that for you. Get it just beautiful. Carbon steel. Going to sharpen up really great. This thing, one of the things that surprised me about this was being lightweight. And also, it wasn't quite the size I thought it might be. It's a little smaller for some reason. Well, they call it the bowl keeper. And because of that, I just thought it was going to be a huge knife. But it's perfect. It's actually just a nice for pocketing and all that good stuff. Sometimes you don't want this super heavy knife. So, okay, we'll take a peek at how this, remember they're operating on one spring. And a part of that top swedge is going to keep this blade from scratching. So we do have blade, shall we say, no evidence of blade rub, although my blades show evidence of blade rub. So we'll get into that. Over here, there's your model, 81, 1, 2, 2, 4. Again, with that top swedge. Hopefully you can see that. Just the way the light is out here where I'm shooting. And carbon. I like the way they did that. Very much a mirror polish. So for some reason I'm excited about this. We take our blade stock and we grind it over. So you'll notice this isn't ground over. This part is. And what that allows is when you close these up, that allows for that room in between there. So look at the fit and finish on this a little more. Oh, they do call this a cloud shield. And it's just, however they get that in there is really fantastic. So, oh, I wanted to show you. So we have a long pole. Very nice and smooth action. I don't know. I'd put the pole at a 5.5 or 6. And over here is what I wanted to show you. So I would like to know if they grind the blades by hand or if it's a computer. So over here, this was our blade stock. And now we end up with this, but they grind it down here and then they grind it down here. Again, that's going to make room and thin it out here, and it'll fit that, shall we say, that other blade in there. So we'll set that out. We'll bring out our comparison knife, and you guys know I'm a fan of the 47 Stockman. This one is now in ultraviolet. It's kind of an Appaloosa. It's just called a ultraviolet smooth bone, which is purple. And we're gonna have stainless steel. This is case 420, which for 420 gets exceptional performance, in my opinion. But at the same time, if you know steels, carbon content is important for hardness. And this is going to have carbon content of around, well, 0.95% to 1.05%. The 95, that's 1095, is a 0.95. And this is going to have carbon content of around 6.65. So it's 0.3 points. Doesn't sound like a lot, but kind of is. And then I do know that Case heat treats theirs soft. I think we're seeing on their True Sharp, I think we're seeing 55, 6, 57 HRC. And I have no idea, but a 1095 would be capable of over 60. So when you talk about the hardness is going to help edge retention. So I anticipate that to just be wonderful. Now I talked about my GEC being a reverse Stockman. So I guess let's close this up and we'll get that out again. For one, they both have the clip point. And that's the blades. And I'm really happy with this case, but you can see the stepping. It's not bothersome, but it is there. Take a look at the bone, if you will. Well, this is an exceptional case, in my opinion. It's just not up to the quality that this knife is displaying. So, oh, and I wanted to show you, let's see if we can. I do have some scratches right in here, but you have to get the light just right. And they're so small, I think that some case paste will take them out. All right, so now I open up the Spey blade on this one, and I'll open the Spey blade on this one. And now we're looking at that. Part of what I love about the 47 pattern is how it cants down. So when you hold this, it cants down. Now with this, it actually has a little bit, but it's also, so I think you can see how it bends right here. So it does cant down, it just doesn't cant down as much. We have, I would say, a noticeably larger Spey blade. And there's a look at the springs. There's a look again at the bone. This is your action. Okay. And okay. And let's see. I think I want to paid about $80-85 for my case. And this came in right at $200. I got it from C. Reisner on the day that they released them. I couldn't tell you what day that was. I'm going to guesstimate it was still at the end of 2024, somewhere in October and or November. But I can tell you this Stockman is 3 7/8. Generally, that's what I count for the size. So you can kind of see very close to that number. If I line it up this way, I'm going to line them up. Oh, yeah, maybe 4 inches. That probably sounds about right. Now, I should be talking about my hero, and that would be Bill Howard. And he started the GEC, but I think I'll have to save that for another day, as we still have an unboxing, so you guys can check that out. I'll just go ahead and finish up here. I want to thank you for joining me. Bye now. And so here's the tube it came in. The model number is 811224. I believe the 24 is the year, and the 81 is the pattern. I'm not sure. I think the 1 and the 2 identify which style of blades. It's a smooth violet cattle bone. Classic pocket knives, genuine North American cattle bone, GEC Boneworks, 1095 carbon steel. There's a phone number and all that good stuff. And then they have this little area where you can grab it. Not that easy.
Don't you hate old man proof containers?
All right, comes in a nice acid-free paper, nice wrapping paper. And what I like about this is the way it's folded. It's pretty easy to put back. You just know where it is and you can follow the fold lines. And so we'll get this out of the way and this out of the way. And we have a button. And we have our knife. Thanks, guys.